I mean, you've had it pretty good. So there's a degree of jealousy involved.
Andrew Tate is fed up, and so is anyone with a brain. Two individuals are polluting combat sports, treating boxing like a WWE-style reality show. Another overhyped, scripted scam disguised as a legitimate fight is set for March 27th. It's just a cash grab, and the integrity of boxing is being undermined.
Stand up for anything, and he doesn't mean anything he said.
This isn't about competition, skill, or proving who's the better fighter. It's about selling PPVs, manipulating fans, and squeezing every drop of attention before people see the scam. Logan Paul, the ultimate corporate sellout, is a man with no spine, no real opinions, and zero loyalty, except to his bank account. He plays whatever role pays best, shifting narratives to keep cash flowing while his audience eats up the spectacle.
Doesn't believe in any of the things he says. Logan Paul is a man, if you ever were unfortunate enough to consume his content, I get sent clips of it all the time by people mocking.
Before Tate got banned, Logan was all over him, reposting clips and acting like a fan. But the moment Tate got canceled, Logan flipped faster than a cheap politician on election day. Suddenly, Tate was problematic, and Logan was parroting the same weak, scripted corporate narrative about him being a bad influence.
He said, I think he even said in this video he made about me, when you get canceled, Andrew's pretending he doesn't care, he's some stoic warrior, but I know how much it hurts. Logan, it hurt you because you're a bitch. I don't give a fuck. I've been saying I'm going to get canceled for the last 2 years.
Logan Paul built his career on controversy, scams, and pure clownery, always chasing attention, never real integrity.
He's a man who will say anything he thinks he is supposed to say so that the people in charge of him don't take his YouTube channel away, because if he loses it, he has nothing.
Let's not forget, this is the same genius who filmed a dead body in Japan and laughed about it. The same Logan Paul who launched a cryptocurrency scam, stole millions, and then acted like it never happened. Now, he wants to stand on some moral high ground. Logan, you have no principles, no integrity, and not even a real personality. Every word you say, every move you make is pre-approved by your corporate masters. You'll do whatever they tell you, just as long as the checks keep clearing.
Doesn't believe what he's saying. He's bought and sold. He's a puppet. He's a clown. And his clown is, when you're a clown, right?
And Logan's so-called fighting career? He barely survived an amateur scrap with KSI, then ran straight to WWE, a place so fake even your grandma knows it. That's where he belongs, throwing stage punches at actors in a choreographed spectacle, pretending to be a tough guy while knowing no one's actually trying to hurt him. It's all just another scripted performance for the cameras.
Personally. But I do have a dislike, it just is on a personal level in general, for cowardice, hypocrisy, switching up on people. That's just not how I roll.
Logan's fight with Floyd Mayweather, a complete joke. Floyd carried him for 8 rounds like he was babysitting a toddler. If Mayweather had actually wanted to fight, Logan would have been unconscious before round 2. But Logan needed to survive to keep the scam alive, so they turned it into a glorified sparring session. Logan isn't a fighter. He's a walking marketing campaign in boxing gloves, selling hype and fake drama while real fighters risk everything, putting their lives on the line for the sport. He plays pretend while they pay the real price.
You are a clown. You are a performing clown.
And then there's Jake Paul, the so-called problem child, who's really just a privileged, attention-starved YouTuber playing pretend as a boxer. His entire fake boxing career is built on cherry-picking opponents like a scam artist picking his next victim. Retired MMA fighters with no boxing experience, undersized influencers, and washed-up athletes. Every fight carefully chosen to make him look good while avoiding real competition.
I made the video, I really dislike Jake Paul. Now, I don't dislike him, I understand him. I want to make something clear. I would still kick the living fuck.
And now, Jake Paul's latest masterpiece, fighting a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer level of cowardice it takes to call yourself a serious boxer while fighting a man nearly eligible for a senior citizen discount. Tyson is a legend, no doubt, but this is in 1986, and he's not the same knockout machine from back in the day. This is a businessman cashing in on nostalgia, and Jake knows it. If Jake were serious about boxing, he'd be fighting young, active, dangerous opponents. But he won, because deep down, he knows exactly what would happen.
I do understand what he's doing. I understand that he is very, very smart, even with his marketing angle. I'm just a YouTuber. You're not just a YouTuber. You're a full-grown man with the best coaches in the world who's dedicated his life to learning how to box for years. You know how to box. You're not a complete amateur. You know how to box very well. 3, 4, 5 years of training combat sports. You can.
Let's talk about Tommy Fury. The first time Jake fought someone his own age, size, and with real boxing experience, he got humbled. The moment he couldn't rely on facing an ex-UFC fighter with no hands, the illusion shattered. And what did Jake do next? Did he fight another real boxer? Nope. He ran back to fighting old men and influencers. He's not interested in real competition. He's only interested in keeping the scam alive because that's what pays the bills.
Allowed himself to become the biggest clown on the internet, and now he's famous, right? Because he's an idiot. But he has a bunch of money, so he gets...
The Paul brothers' so-called rivalry is as fake as Logan's WWE matches and Jake's boxing record. This isn't about competition. It's a business stunt, a scripted drama built to milk controversy for millions. Andrew Tate already exposed them. Jake and Logan aren't fighting because of real beef. They're fighting for a multi-million-dollar payday. And as always, their gullible fan base will eat it up like the suckers they are.
The opposite perspective. I feel like ruining my little brother's boxing career would be so bad.
This is the same recycled playbook the Paul brothers have been running for years. Fake drama, exaggerated feuds, and ridiculous WWE-style storylines, all designed to generate headlines and boost pay-per-view sales. It's the most obvious cash grab in combat sports history. They manufacture tension, drop some staged social media insults, throw in a few dramatic face-offs, and then act like they're settling it in the ring. Meanwhile, they're laughing all the way to the bank. And guess what? It works because people are dumb enough to believe it. Logan and Jake aren't enemies, they're business partners, and this entire fight is just another money-printing scam disguised as a grudge match.
To do with some sort of episodic thing, right? That was my first thought. This is not a fight. This is some sort of episodic or documentary.
Tate has already exposed their lack of loyalty, and this so-called rivalry proves it. Logan is out here teaming up with KSI, the same guy who publicly embarrassed Jake, and somehow, that's not a red flag. What kind of brother partners with his sibling's biggest enemy just for a payday? Logan and KSI literally own the company together. Prime Energy, a cheap, sugar-filled scam drink they push to their fan base while pretending to be fighters. And now, suddenly, Logan is fighting Jake. It's so obviously staged that it insults anyone with an IQ above room temperature.
I can tell you the truth, it's not. They're not.
Let's be real. The only fight that actually matters is Andrew Tate versus Jake Paul. That's the fight that would settle everything. But guess what? Jake doesn't want it. Tate has already said he's been in talks with Jake's team, but Jake refuses to sign the contract because he knows exactly what would happen. He dodges real fights like his life depends on it.